Outside my lines, I rap, fruit thought, body bag the verse, outline and chop.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hello, what's up? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Yen. How's it going? Welcome back. The Premier League is upon us. Thank the ruddy heavens. No more international football. Although, very, very, very pleased with the appointment of Thomas Tuchel, despite the likes of what the likes of Brexit is. Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, and the Daily Mail have said, he's got to be ruddy English. I'm fine with it being Tuchel, mate, so that's been a positive piece of news over the international break, but we are back. Football is returning. Chelsea are going away to Anfield. We haven't won there for a long time. Liverpool have long been a frustrating opposition for us, largely at Wembley in penalty shootouts, or indeed before. And yeah, man, they're top of the league. They've had not the hardest of starts. In fact, I believe they've had the easiest of starts statistically. And now they're coming up against Enzo Maresca's Chelsea. We are, of course, without Wesley Fofana. We are, of course, without Marco Correa. How's it going to go down? Well, we're going to build a lineup together. I'm going to show you some stats about Liverpool and maybe something else as well. So as always, I'll thank you for joining me. Please do consider supporting the content. Super simple to do so if you choose to do so. Just drop a quick like on the video. That's nice of you. You're welcome to subscribe should you choose to do so. Hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Yeah. My button's broken. Yeah, man, thank you. And as always, a gentle reminder that you're welcome to follow me on social media. I'm no longer on X. I need to change that, don't I? That Twitter icon. But at Football Yannick on Instagram, go see me there. Right, just quickly, I want to show you this tweet, or X post, should I say. Oh, look, as per usual, it's not ready. That's fun, isn't it? Data MB talks about Andrey Santos at Data MB. Andrey Santos versus the top 5 leagues under 21 midfielders this season. So he, of course, is playing in Ligue 1 for Strasbourg, our sister club. And he is, of course, a U21 midfielder. He is first for goals. He is first for non-penalty goals. So he's the best goal-scoring midfielder, an under-21 midfielder in Europe's top 5 leagues. He is first for defensive actions. We could friggin' do with this guy. He's second for expected goals, which actually means if he's second for expected goals and first for goals and non-penalty goals, it means he's an excellent finisher and he's overperforming. Second for interceptions. I'd argue that's a defensive action, but we move. Third for shots. And again, third for shots. This just demonstrates how good he is to be scoring more goals with less shots and lower XG. Defensive duels. Third. Strong. I was rightly called up recently on a video from one of you guys about not mentioning Santos when I was referencing young midfielders and targeting the Torino midfielder. I think it's Torino midfielder. And yeah, Santos, bro. Santos. I do wonder if he'll be at Strasbourg for because this will be 18 months after the season. I wonder if he just does one more season there and it'll be really good for his development. In the same way William Saliba, didn't he do 2.5 or 2 years away before he came into Arsenal, and it seemed to be the perfect move from Arteta, and everyone was questioning it, but how good he was by the time he came back. I wonder if there's an argument for keeping him at Andrey Santos at Strasbourg under Liam Rosenier a little bit longer, developing the project, seeing how far they can go up the table, and then bringing him to Chelsea when he's just this absolute bad boy. I don't know. Or do we need him next season? Or do we not need him? Regardless, he's looking like an excellent purchase because we, of course, got him from South America, a teenager. Chelsea were really, really high on him. This guy is friggin' good. And he is friggin' good. I just wanted to, give him his credit there because he's clearly been an amazing baller out in France. And, incroyable. Yeah? All right, we are playing Liverpool away at Anfield. Let's talk about that a little bit new. Quickly, let's look on X value for some stats. We have looked at this briefly on a previous video. Chelsea versus Liverpool on team composition. They are blue and we are green. So they use more of the wide creative profile, build-up initiator, mobile finisher, which is really interesting. Who's that going to be? Salah? Jota, Salah, Szoboszlai. Okay. Roaming playmaker, that's going to be Cole Palmer for us. No, it's not. It's Enzo Fernandez. That's interesting. But they got loads of players. Okay, so what have we got more of? Build-up director, Caicedo, Cucurella. Oh, I realize you can't see this. Enzo Fernandez. They've got Gravenberch. So they've got a lot of strong functionality. All-round finisher. Who's that going to be? Nicholas Jackson. Diego Jota. Yeah. They got some first-line breaker. Cucurella. Interesting. All right, so that's an interesting comparison there. I do want to... Where can I look at this? There we go. Look at this team overview graphic on the left-hand side here. Now, Chelsea are green. Liverpool are blue. Both a similar shape, but Chelsea have been higher for goals per 90, 2.29. But goals conceded, they're better. By the way, it's better to have a more external line for goals conceded. So basically, yeah, they are better than Chelsea at everything except the amount of goals scored. But this, of course, requires the big caveat of the teams they've played so far. And, of course, they lost at home to Nottingham Forest, which is a really bad result for them. I mean, we drew with Nottingham Forest, so we've only got a point on them for that fixture. But, yeah, really, really positive, strong start. And this is a gargantuan game, guys, because this really... It has all the neutrals very, very interested because everyone just doesn't... The two new managers of two like Premier League giants, and people need... This is the test, respectively, from both of them. Of course, we had Man City for the first game of the season, Enzo Maresca, but it was his first game in charge. And yeah, like... Do you know what I mean? We played okay. We lost 2-0. It was almost totally fine contextually. So you can't really say that's been the first test because we're only just getting going now. It's like if we played Man City now, it would be a test. In the same way we're playing Liverpool, top of the league, now it's a test. Yeah, and for Liverpool, they've had this easy start. They did beat Man United as a conventional... big team, but let's be honest, Man United have been absolutely nasty bad this season. They're not good at all. So yeah, bro, like this is a really, really like thigh rubber of a fixture that lots and lots of people will be very, very interested in. And we're going to talk about the lineup. Of course, a couple of absentees. I'll build a lineup now. I'm going to use Footbin, which is like a EFC FIFA. What's it called? Ultimate Team Builder that we've been using. And it's pretty much going to pick itself bar the absentees, I think. So goalkeeper, of course, is going to be Sanchez. And this is going to be a huge test. Is he going to be good Rob Sanchez? Or is he going to be passing the ball to Mohamed Salah and losing us the points? Find out soon. Malo Gusto, I haven't watched the press conference, so I think Malo Gusto is good to go at right back, and I imagine, could he be inverting? Because guys, in the absence of Marc Cucurella, it's gonna be Renato Vega, isn't it? And I mean, surely it's going to be Renato Vega, unless we see something like radical and Levi Colwill plays there and Benoit Badiashile plays left centre back. But it's probably going to be Renato Vega. Speaking of Levi Colwill, he is one of the most integral players, possibly the most important player in the Chelsea backline at the moment. He's been so good. And let's be real, in the absence of Wesley Fofana, who is a really complimentary partner to Levi Colwill, we can all imagine it's going to be Tosin coming in as the right footer there. It's not going to be Axel Disasi. Now, in a radical pinch, I'm trying to think of like different scenarios here. We've seen Gusto play left back, unless Gusto plays left back and Disasi comes in to play right back, but that would feel hella dysfunctional. This seems like the way to go. But the question now is, who's going to invert into midfield? We've seen Cucurella do it a bit. We've seen Gusto do it a lot. We've seen Renato Vega look more comfortable inverting into the midfield. But should he do that, and he does that, it means it might mean Gusto. So if Renato Vega goes into midfield for an overload, the Cobble moves over to left centre back, totally comfortable. Tosin in the middle, totally comfortable. It means Gusto will get forward sometimes, but he probably has to stay back more and kind of makes that back free maybe, which is not his game at all. He can get into midfield great, he can overload great, but still, I'm not the manager. Enzo Maresca would surely, out of the quality in that lineup, instruct them what to do at particular times. Right, when this is happening, Gusto go there, or Vega goes there, or Vega gets forward or underlaps with the guy in front of him, this, that, and the other. Now, the one guy who moonwalks into every single lineup is, of course, Cole Palmer. Look at that card. Yes, he'll, of course, be playing there. Now, of course, we play an asymmetrical Enzo Maresca lineup. He's actually playing like here, isn't he? And is essentially playing at this asymmetrical right-sided 8/10 hybrid, which actually suits him perfectly. He basically operates precisely where he likes to be on the pitch. He will float around, of course, but being there gives him the opportunity to occupy the spaces where he does the most damage. Now, left midfielder, I don't think it's going to be any other thing than Jadon Sancho. Oh, not the Man United one. Rank. Let's get rid of that. Sancho, Chelsea. Thank you very much. Yeah. Now, I did think about this, right? I did think about this a little bit before I filmed. It's like, oh, Mudryk at Anfield, like run it back, running on the break at devastating pace. Like Mudryk is way faster than Sancho, way faster. And I don't know. I was trying to think. I guess Arne Slot is happy a little bit to play without possession sometimes, and they might not press like crazy. They might do a bit more slow build up, or it's really, really tough. I guess we have to go with Sancho because we're already, making changes of bringing in Tosin, who we all feel pretty safe with, I think. Renato Vega, who's a bit of a cult hero already, but he is not. He's still very raw. He is, and it's away at Anfield against Mohamed Salah. So you got slow. It's not so fast Sancho. Amazing Sancho, but not so fast. And then Renato Vega versus Mohamed Salah. I mean, of course, it's not like Mudryk's going to help defend against Salah much, is he? So I guess go with Sancho. But I think we will see Mudryk because Mudryk running into the back line could be devastating in this instance. Another guy, of course, is going to walk into the lineup is Caicedo. He tends to do better than Fernandes after the international breaks, I find. Of course, they've both been flying around South America. Now, can I just pick what I'd like to see? And that is a player that Liverpool were desperate to get, and he chose Chelsea. Both of these. I'd love to see a CDM partnership of Caicedo and Lavia away at Anfield, and I would love, I don't necessarily think this is going to happen because to get a start out of nowhere, I just think it's highly unlikely, but who knows, maybe if Enzo isn't past fit, Romeo Lavia plays there, and we get to see a really strong, functional midfield against Liverpool. One sec. Okay, sorry guys, there was a gardener literally right outside my window, and I think you might be able to hear it, but I've just got to keep going because they're not going to go anywhere. Alright, so Lavia, I'd love for Lavia and Caicedo to both play in the midfield away at Anfield. I think that would be a wonderful opportunity to demonstrate that real, kind of pragmatic, functional midfield. Enzo, I'm still high on Enzo Fernandez in terms of his skill set and the profile of player. But in terms of away at this kind of game, I'd love to see it. But essentially comes down to, is Lavia fit? Is Lavia good to go? If he starts, I'll be excited and worried. Right. Continuing at right mid. I mean, again, it's going to be Madueke, who's looked, really good for Chelsea in the first starting 11. If it was Neto, I wouldn't mind. And to be honest, Neto starting away at Anfield, I've seen Pedro Neto torment the top Premier League teams before, including Chelsea, by the way. And that's kind of exciting. I've yet to see that from Noni Madueke or a Sancho, of course, in limited time. Or Sancho certainly never got really an opportunity to catch fire at Man United. So it's one of those players that if Neto was starting at Anfield, I'd be, again, quite excited in a way. But the truth is, and what's important here is as well, Noni Madueke plays really well with Parma. They've got a great understanding. I'd love to see Neto come into the starting lineup eventually. And people are saying the same about Nkunku. Now, Nkunku could start up top as a striker, but it's going to be Jackson. It's probably going to be Jackson for 75 minutes and then Nkunku for the rest, let's be honest. Again, there is a school of thought here that runners in behind would be better for conventional Klopp's Liverpool, like catching them on transition late, you know, having a Mudryk on the left or having an Nkunku playing as a centre forward. But I think they will both feature in this game. Both Christopher Nkunku and Mikhailo Mudryk. But that's probably going to be the starting lineup. Well, probably Enzo Fernandez. Let's just get him in there as well. Enzo Fernandez. And it's probably going to be like that, isn't it? So Caicedo will sort of hang out here. Oh, you know, down here. Enzo would kind of be in this pocket here, underlapping Sancho, which we saw before, by the way. Him underlapping Jadon Sancho. Not to any great effect, but that was a clear tactic from Enzo Maresca. And Caicedo dropping back and defending the team. It's strong, it's got immense quality, it's superb. I do think this is going to be a really, really tough test. It's away at the league leaders. Granted, they're in a new sort of transitional phase themselves, but so are we. We're in the embryonic phase of Enzo Maresca's Chelsea. So saying that, I'm gonna predict. I'd love, obviously, to win and you know, absolutely own them. But I have a feeling there's going to be like a 2-2 draw. And to be honest, I will take that and I'll be happy with a 2-2 draw because it's away at league leaders at Anfield. Arne Slot, that's a better point for Chelsea and Enzo Maresca than it is for Liverpool. Especially, again, contextually, you look at the teams. They are a team of they're the fourth oldest Premier League team in terms of age, average age. Third or fourth oldest. And we're the youngest by far. So we're very early developmentally. They're much more seasoned pros. They're at home. They're top of the league. I'd take a 2-2 all day. But of course, I would love it if we slap them up and win. Let me know your predictions down below in the comments. Like your lineups and your score predictions and just general thoughts. Thank you for leaving those in the comments. And thanks for liking and subscribing as always. And I do hope to see you back here very soon for daily content here on Football Therapy. Peace.